Hey, how's it going, YouTube? We're back today on this edition because I want to talk about something that a lot of people don't ever consider or think about. What are you going to do if your car breaks down and you're stranded somewhere out in the middle of nowhere without cell phone signal? Are you going to be able to survive for at least 24 hours? So that's what we're talking about today. A little 24-hour survival kit. Let's do this. Okay, so a lot of us like to go sometimes on road trips. I particularly like to do it too. However, sometimes these road trips take us on some of these back roads or far out destinations where there's a very limited area of population. And this has happened to me on occasion. I can remember back in 1993, I was on the road going to visit some friends. My car broke down. Just so happened I broke down right about at a rest stop, so I pushed it into the rest stop and was there. And as far as I could tell, 1993, we didn't have phones with GPS, pagers, you didn't have a cell phone. So as far as I could tell, by looking at the map and the rest stop number, I was about 50 miles from a town. So what was I going to do? The best thing for me to do was to just stay there and stay put and wait for somebody to come into the rest stop, be it another traveler or a highway patrol. And I ended up being at that rest stop for over 10 hours before somebody finally pulled in, and it happened to be a highway patrol deputy. And he was very kind and helped me out, got me to a phone so I could call and have somebody come and get me. So in that situation, I was only out there for 10 hours. But if I had to stay for 24 hours, I probably would have been in bad shape. I did not have water, food, or any of that. So that's why today we're going to be talking about preparing a 24-hour kit to keep in your vehicle. Everybody's vehicle has some sort of storage area that you can put these items. So first thing we're going to do is travel with me to the store, and I'll point out a few things that I found while I was there. And then we're going to talk about each of these items that you can put in a small tote, a bag, a little duffel bag, a plastic Sterilite container, one of the kinds that you find at Walmart, or whatever. You can put this in your trunk, back seat, under a seat, or in the back of like your cargo area. It's just something that is really handy to keep with you at all times. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Okay, it's time to get some shopping done. You see we're at Walmart. Gonna just go through and look at some of the basics that we need for like a 24-hour kit, something to keep you going if you happen to get stranded somewhere. So here we go. As you can see by the look of all the cars here, yeah, it's gonna be insane. Let's do this. Emergency meals that you can keep in your vehicle. Okay, just like that simple little tin cup, maybe one of those little burners or something for you to heat up a little bit of water in an emergency, so you could use some of those like emergency rations that are over there. Something like that is good to carry with you and keep in a go bag for 24 hours. I mean, it's nutrients, it's calories, it's fuel. Dude wipes, definite must have, because hygiene is something that you've got to consider. Plus, you may be stuck and you got to go to the bathroom. You need a way to clean up afterwards. Wipes, even Huggies baby wipes, those work good. Dude wipes are the ones I like. They're unscented and they work pretty good, and pretty good size towels. Water filter in case you're somewhere where you don't have water. You could get it from a personal survival first aid kit. These are really good to have. Hiking buddy first aid kit. These things have all kinds of nice little stuff in it. It's got electrolyte tablets, ibuprofen, antiseptic wipes, alcohol preps. Something like this is good to keep in a little to-go bag. This is actually a really good one. And it's only 20 bucks at Walmart, but it's got everything to clean. Band-aids, some hygiene, gloves. This is something you can put in your bag. And then they got the Trails and You and Your Pet, which has pet supplies in it too. I forgot about this too. I mean, these things at Walmart, paracord, that one's $8, and then you can get the smaller rolls, which are 50 foot, $5. You pick up a few of those and just toss them in your vehicle. I'm talking more about why we use paracord and how it can actually be helping and benefit you in a situation where you may be stuck. Okay, so in this particular survival situation, we're looking at 24 hours. We're not talking about days or weeks trapped out into the wilderness. I'm talking about if you went on like a long road trip to go visit some friends, or on your way on to a vacation destination, and you happen to hit one of these stretches of road that is like totally desolate, no cell phone signal. I run into them all the time. So you need to keep in mind a few essentials: food, water, shelter, fire, yes, fire, and some basic tools. That's number 5. 5 things. And the reason for these is they will keep you going for 24 hours or until somebody comes to assist you. So the first thing you need to do before heading out on this road trip, number 1, is you need to tell some people where you're going. My kids are notorious for this. They don't tell us where they're going. One of them could be going down to Corpus Christi for a weekend or something like that and just not say anything. And then we're texting them, where are you at? And so I've had to get onto them about this multiple times. If you're going on a long trip, tell us where you're going, because something could happen and we need to know where you're at and how to get to you if you need the help. Also, give a time frame to these people that you have notified where you're going. It should take me about this long to get to this location, and I'm going to notify you when I get there. That way they can know to be watching out for you. Now, if you know for a fact, like if you're going to a national forest and there isn't going to be a signal, message them prior to you getting there saying, hey, everything is going okay, and we're right on schedule. So we made it. That way they don't have to worry about it. And give them the information, a little bit of your itinerary of like when you're planning on returning, because if you don't return by that time, they can obviously notify the proper authorities for somebody to come look for you. So, first thing on the list, food. We're talking about your car. This is something that you're going to be able to put in your car. So obviously you want non-perishables, or the day before you get ready to make said trip. I'm not talking about your regular everyday commute to work. I'm talking about this is something that you have planned. You've planned to leave for a few days, or you've planned to go to a longer distance away from your home. Then this is what I'm talking about for the preparation. Some of these items you don't want to leave in your car all the time because they may spoil. But non-perishable item such as granola bars. Granola bar is a perfect thing to keep in there. If you only need it in a 24-hour period, a granola bar is going to help sustain you, and it's going to keep you from starving to death. But granola bars. And the second thing that I really enjoy these, and these work really great as far as like survival food, I guess you could say, to get you out of a pinch. But they sell these at Walmart and your local grocery stores, and it's the Bumblebee brand tuna fish. High protein. You got your tuna fish, your omega-3s, your fatty acids and everything. High calorie for you. I think just this one little package has 80 calories. Okay, not necessarily high calorie, but calories nonetheless. And they taste good. This one happens to be spicy Thai chili. And they've got them in all different flavors, but these don't have to be refrigerated. You can store them on your shelf, get ready to go. You toss them in the little to-go container and throw it in your vehicle. If something happens and you break down on the side of the road, you have food. Or you could look at in like the camping sections. They have the dehydrated food in those sections, as you saw in the video. And these dehydrated foods can be warmed up. You're going to have a fire, hopefully, or a way to warm something. Pour a little hot water in it and just wait, and you got a hot meal. And that's something to hold you over within that 24-hour period. Most likely, you won't be there for 24 hours because we are a heavily populated country. Somebody may show up. So, tuna fish, it's a good one. Granola bars, crackers. You can get these in individual packages. These are, I think it's got 4 crackers in this package. Toss you a couple of them in your bag with your tuna fish. This tuna fish, you don't have to worry about it. This top section on this tuna fish packet peels away. There's actually a disposable spoon in there, so you've got eating utensils. So we've covered food and those types of non-perishable items. Second thing we need is water. That's a given. I've gotten into the habit whenever I leave the house, I've got a 48 ounce, just like insulated vacuum sealed jug that I carry with me. It's made of stainless, and I always fill it up with water before I leave the house. That's even if I'm just driving to town to go grocery shopping. It's water, because you may have a flat on the side of the road. You need to rehydrate or whatever. Buy a case of water and toss it in your trunk. Don't leave it in there forever. Pull it out and just kind of cycle through the water. If you keep water at your house, keep the one in your trunk for a little while, pull it out. Or in the case of if you don't want it in your trunk because of the BPA leaching and stuff, depending on the types of bottles that you buy, keep some water jugs at the house. Something that you can get at least a gallon of water to take on your trip with you. A gallon of water is going to keep you more than hydrated through that entire day. So water is important. Something to drink. And I'm not talking about sodas or sugar or carbonated drinks like that. That is the worst thing that you can do for yourself in a survival situation. You want just plain old H2O. So the next part we're going to talk about is your shelter. That's a given. Your car is your shelter. Or if you're like me, I carry stuff in the back of my Bronco. In the case of an emergency, I've got a tarp in there. If I'm broke down on the side of the road and there's some trees or something there and I don't necessarily want to sit in my vehicle with it being hot, I can string up a tarp or a hammock or something. I can be comfortable. That's the main thing. You want comfortability. And also you need to pay attention to the weather in your area. And this is going to be situational for each and every one of you. Your weather is based on where your climate is. I keep in my vehicle one of these, let me see, I'll get it real quick. I keep one of these blankets in the back seat at all times. I've got several of these. I've picked them up online. I've picked them up on trips to Arizona and stuff like that. These are great little blankets to have. They are super warm. But I've also got some emergency, what they call emergency life blankets. They've got the wool on one side and then the waterproof covering on the other side in case I need it for an emergency situation. And those fold up really neat, and they've got these little clips that hold everything together. So your car is going to be your shelter. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. Carry a blanket with you, maybe throw a pillow in your trunk, so you may have to sleep in the back seat, or you may have to fold your seats down or something. But you want to be comfortable within that 24-hour period. So next thing, fire. I get laughed at about this one because you're traveling and it's like, I'm broke down on the side of the road. What do I need a fire for? Well, let's say it's getting dark and it may be cold. Well, a candle, even just a candle in your vehicle, crack your windows a little bit so you don't get carbon monoxide in there, but a candle in a small vehicle will actually produce a little bit of warmth to keep you warm if the weather happens to be cold. I never leave home without a Zippo. I've got a way to start a fire. I also keep in my little emergency kits a little ferro rod and a striker. This is so simple it actually fits around your neck. Works really great for that. But think of it this way. A fire is going to help you if you need to cook, stay warm, boost your morality. Your morale, not morality, your morale. It's going to help you be in a little bit of a better mood having the fire. It offers up here in the brain, some sense of security and protection. It's going to keep any wild animals away. And if you're on the side of the road and you got a little bitty fire to cook with or something like that, the fire is going to be visible to somebody maybe driving by. So we need to talk about now, let me see, food, water, shelter, fire, and basic tools. Okay, you're going to make that fire. You need a basic tool to maybe get some firewood. I showed it in the video. A little hatchet, axe, made by Camulus, also has in the back part of it a saw. that folds down just like that. Now you can hold your axe like this and use it as a saw. This lives in my vehicle. I've used it on multiple occasions, harvesting forks from trees or just getting some brush together to make a small little fire. Put this in your little kit. This is a simple knife. Not a folding knife, it's just a simple fixed blade knife. The reason I like this one, this back of it comes off. That's a ferro rod. That's another way to start a fire. Basic tools. That's what I mean by basic tools. Also, maybe like your toolkit for your vehicle in case it's something that you might be able to actually fix on the side of the road. But basic tools, Leatherman. I keep a Leatherman in my kit at all times. Let me see, we've got your flashlight. Carry multiple flashlights in my vehicle, even in my wallet. I have a flashlight right there and a multi-tool, just like the Leatherman, but this is the SOG Power Pint. It's all in my wallet. So I've always got that with me. And probably one of the best things that you need to carry with you, your pen and your paper. I've harped on this multiple times. Your pen and your paper is a wonderful thing. So, paracord. Buy you a bundle, toss it in the back of your vehicle, forget about it. It's there if you need it. If you don't need it, that's great, but if you do need it and you don't have it, you're going to be sorry. So toss the paracord in the back, forget about it. Now, a lot of these items that I just showed you are things that you can put into like a plastic tote and just, like I said with the paracord, put it in the back of your vehicle, forget about it, just leave it there. It's there in case you need it. I'd rather have it and need it, or need it and have it, than need it and not have it. So there we go. Now, during this time while you're stuck in your vehicle for 24 hours, you're going to want to do a couple of things. One, you're going to want to keep yourself entertained. It helps boost your morale. So throw a book in your stuff. Here's you a great book you can use. Survival Handbook. That's got pretty much everything for every situation you could think of. Just something to do, because you're going to want to conserve the power on your phone and your car's battery. You don't want your car battery running completely dead. You want to be able to turn on your hazard lights. If somebody's coming, you need to be able to be seen. So you need your hazard lights, your regular lights, so maybe you can flash your high beams and get their attention. But your phone, in case you happen to get a signal, because we know how signals are on phones. You may be in an area that is so desolate, no signal, and then all of a sudden you got a signal for 5 minutes and then it's gone. You're going to need that phone to be able to call for help. So stay off your phone, or at least have a backup battery. These things can be bought at Walmart, 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks, depending on how many milliamps you want. This particular one here is, I don't see where the milliamps are. Oh, it's a 4500 milliamp. It will charge my phone at least 4 times. I've had it out in the woods before, but make sure you're able to tell whenever you're using this device if it's got some way to tell you if it's fully charged. This one's got a button on top. You hit it, it tells you you have 100% charge, and in this case, this one is at 91%. So, okay, I need to throw it on a charger before I leave. It would be suck and defeat the purpose to leave the house and this is dead. They hold up to rough travel. That one lives in my backpack, and so it's beat up every day. But conserve the power on your phone. I know it's tempting to get on there and play Candy Crush or whatever it is that you do, or keep checking Facebook to see if you're getting a signal. You don't want to do any of that. The only reason you need to use your phone at that particular point is to get help. Emergency help. Contact somebody that can get to you. Conserve the power on your phone. And like I said, conserve the power on your car. So, guys, that's going to be about it for today. A small little emergency kit. Everything I showed you here, I can put in a small shoulder bag or in one of those little totes that is probably about that tall, but that long. toss it into the back of the vehicle, slide it under a seat, or just leave it in the back seat. The blankets, it's a good idea. I always leave them in the back seat because sometimes a passenger may be riding with me and they get cold. Great, they got a blanket to cover up with. It's good to have. So with that, guys, I think that's going to be it for the show today. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, comment, share. Tell me what's inside of your 24-hour emergency kit for your vehicle. I'm not talking about the emergency kit to go stay out in the woods for 24 hours. Your vehicle emergency kit. Leave it in the comments. Tell me what you think about this video today. Let me know if there's some things that you think that I need to maybe add to my kit. So with that, guys, we're out of here. I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for being here.